guys, this is a video about 10 tips when you're buying a truck. If you watched my before you buy a truck video, this is a little bit more in depth, a little bit more details. So 10 steps, 10 tips about buying a semi truck. Let's go back to the office and we'll take it from there. So let's talk about the 10 tips that will help you buy a truck. It's if you went and seen my video before you buy a truck, you have your basis. This is a little more in depth. So know your trucking requirement, know what are you going to do with it, know your budget, have more than one option, have a dealer in place, investigate the truck's history, dig into the truck, and learn as much as you can about maintenance and service. So that's your foundation to go in and dig a little deeper into any of the tips that I'm about to tell you. So number one, why is somebody selling the truck? Ask the questions, whether it's a private seller or a dealer. You'll get a hint. You'll see in the answer what actually is going on and why somebody's, was there damage, was it in the accident, is there mechanical issues, or maybe the owner is just upgrading. But a good question to ask, why are we selling the truck? Why is somebody selling the truck? Ask for maintenance records. So number two is records. Ask for maintenance records. That will help you understand how somebody took care of the truck, and anything that you'll see if anything was replaced, and that will give you a better understanding of has there been issues, was the transmission replaced, was the engine replaced, differential. That will give you a lot better knowledge about the truck, and you can ask further question, why was it changed, and maybe they will be able to tell you why. Number three, what to replace. So find out what needs to be replaced, and that will help you not only understand what are the costs associated with it in the coming future, but you might end up putting a lot more money into it immediately when you leave the dealer. So find out before you buy it what needs to go into the truck at certain mileage. Understanding what engine and emissions you're getting into. So if you watch my video, go back. If you haven't, I have a specific timeline and video about specific emission standards. Understanding that the basics of that will help you make a better decision. And then on top of that, certain engines had history of problems. That's well explained in forums, Facebook groups. You can go and sign up for any of the groups. A good forum to learn a lot from is letstruck.com. I've been a member, and I've gotten pretty good amount of information from those guys. Number five, inspect the truck thoroughly. So what you want to dig into is oil. Can you pull an oil sample? What's that going to do is it's going to help you understand further what's going on with the engine. You can dig into how to read oil sample, oil analysis on, again, forums and online, and that will tell you what's happening with the engine. So a good resource for that, or a good lab, would be polarislabs.com. I believe I've used them before. That will give you, if you can pull the oil sample, that's a really good step to do. But again, not everybody will let you do that. Body condition and rust. So inspect the body, see if there was any damage, if there's anything evident of a crash or bondo work, or those are aesthetic things, but also can indicate that the truck was involved in some kind of crash, so you can dig in a little bit deeper. It's not a deal breaker, but definitely you want your truck to look good and not be all rusted out. Check the brakes. Check the brake shoes. Ask when the brakes were done. That could be a specific that could be an increase in your costs should you buy the truck. Any leaks, just look for any leaks that you could find. Air leaks, oil leaks all around the truck, transmission, and then look at tires. Tires is that could be a significant amount of money for you to leave the dealer and spend thousands of dollars on tires. So if you see worn out tires, just ask for a discount and make sure those the tires that you're buying will get you through some of the beginnings that you're planning to run. Number 6, mileage. So consider mileage. High mileage trucks with great record history, I think, are a lot better than a low mileage truck with no history. That goes back to us researching specific engines and what problems they had. That will help you understand, when you look at mileage and specific engine, what you can expect and what might go bad. So high mileage or not, make sure the high mileage trucks have good records if you're considering a high mileage truck, and or you know the engine very well, and you can take that risk. Number 7, fleet. Did you buy it from, couldn't you buy it from a fleet? Fleets will have immaculate records of trucks, but they will definitely, they might have some beat up trucks on the inside, but definitely a good option to consider finding a fleet truck. And then you can find out, what are they upgrading to. Maybe if they're upgrading to the same model and the same spec, that means it was a good truck for them. Number 8, test drive. I don't know who wouldn't let you test drive, but make sure you test drive it. Take it on the highway if you can. You will find out a lot. Pretty simple. Now, financing, whether you're buying cash or you're financing, dealer will give you a little bit more options as far as financing, and will help you with maybe additional warranty, or warranty within the purchase price, not additional warranty, aftermarket warranty. That's a different subject. That's a little bit more, you might step in, you might get something that will not pay out if something happens. So I'm just pointing out that they could, to sweeten the deal, they could tell you, hey, well, we'll give you 2-3 months of warranty, something might happen, just come back, we'll fix it. And you will have more financing options, meaning they will hit different places for you to get the financing. But also make sure you budget for any repairs and any additional costs that you will incur. Budgeting for additional expenses is definitely important, and whether you're financing or you're buying cash, just always make sure you're additionally budgeting for your repairs or additional things, maintenance that is coming ahead, because just buying the truck from the guy or the dealer is not the end of the road. And number 10, be able to walk away. So a lot of times, if something throws off red flags and you've done a lot of research, it's hard to walk away. But there's plenty of trucks. Make sure that if something does raises red flags, you're able to say no and walk away, because it will save you down the road stress, money, and headaches, and time, first of all. So make sure to be able to say no and walk away. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Look out for more videos, and drive safe.